What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Hey, what's good, Eagles fans? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on a Philadelphia Eagles edition of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. And I got to say this before I say anything else. 6-2. 6-2. 6-2. Your Philadelphia Eagles have improved to 6-2. I know we have so many opinions about how this game went. I know we have a lot to say regarding Nick Sirianni. I know we got a lot to say about him. But first and foremost, before we go too far, just say it. Close your eyes and say it out loud with me. 6-2. 6-2. 6-2. Breathe in. 6-2. Breathe out. 6-2. Now, Jalen Hurts was phenomenal. Saquon Barkley was phenomenal. Devontae Smith was phenomenal. Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean, phenomenal. Josh Sweat, the defensive line, played very well. Very, very, very well. Held the Jacksonville Jaguars to 60 yards rushing. Held Trevor Lawrence to 169 yards passing. 16 for 31. That's about 50%. Sacked him 2 times. He averaged 5 yards an attempt. Good job by the players. Great job by the players. The players came in and did their jobs. And also, kudos to the offense for getting up a touchdown in the first quarter. Now that we got that demon off of our back, let's not talk about it again. By the way, the refs, they tried to burn us today. They tried. And they almost did. They almost succeeded. The refs tried it today. Don't worry. I'm going to get to Nick Sirianni. I'm going to get to it, but I'm going to talk about the good first. I'm going to talk about what I liked in this game. before I get to Nick Sirianni. There's so much to like in this game. So I'm not going to waste I'm not going to waste a 6-2 record. I'm not going to waste how good another win feels on bashing Nick Sirianni. I'm going to get to him. Don't worry. Stay tuned. Just keep smashing that like button. Make sure you guys are locked in. Let's just go through some of the numbers, right? Jalen Hurts, 18 for 24. Completing 75% of his passes, 230 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, a 132.3 passer rating, sacked 3 times. Jalen Hurts, 13 carries, 67 rushing yards, averaging 5 yards a carry, a rushing touchdown. Longest run of the day, 21 yards. Let's stay there for a second. Let's stay on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been so great these past 4 games. He's been efficient. He's been effective. He's playing the game with less ego, meaning that he's really, really allowing his playmakers to make plays. And he's not forcing anything down the field. He's taking exactly, he's taking exactly what defenses have been giving him. He's been taking everything that defenses have been giving him. So I have nothing bad to say about Jalen Hurts' performance today. He was efficient. He took his shots. He was accurate. You know, he did have a near interception when he overthrew Smitty. It was close, but it hit the ground. That's how you know the turnover bug is off of him. He's getting the fortune of the football gods, right? I feel like 5 weeks ago, that would have been an interception. But because he's shaking that turnover bug, I think the football gods shined on that moment. But Jalen Hurts, again, I say again, had a great performance today. What I love the most about Jalen Hurts' performance is that he was very much willing to take the check down. Because early in that game and throughout the game, the Jaguars made a concerted effort to not allow A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to beat them deep. They were playing in cover 2, and they were keeping everything in front of them. And I commend Jalen Hurts for not being afraid to take the check down. You saw it because Saquon Barkley had 4 targets, 3 catches. Kenny Gainwell had a target. Grant Calcaterra had 5 targets and 5 catches for 30 yards. That's not much at all. But what I'm trying to say is he was taking the check down. He wasn't trying to break the game open. He wasn't being impatient with the flow of the game. He was riding the wave and taking the opportunities that was given to him. Hence why you saw the Philadelphia Eagles very efficient on 3rd down, 9 for 17 on 3rd down. He took what they gave him. 9 for 17 on 3rd down. 447 total yards as a team. 73 plays. Dominated time of possession. 38 minutes to 21 minutes. 38 minutes dominating time of possession. So Jalen Hurts not only sustained drives, he put points on the board. He went the full length of the field several times and protected the football. Took the check down when it was there. If nothing was there, either he threw it away or he took a sack. I can live with him taking the sack. I can live with that. And I promise you, I'm going to get to your comments. I'm going to get to your super chats. I'm going to address Nick Sirianni. I'm going to address him. Trust me, you guys. He's not getting out of this show alive. We're going to address him. But I want to show love to the players because they've been working their ass off trying to get to this point. They've been working their ass off. They've been working too hard to allow Nick Sirianni to take 9 points off the board. 9 points. And we're going to get to it. You guys almost lured me to it. I'm going to get to it. But I want to start with the good. Like I said, Jalen Hurts was great. He was great. I have nothing bad to say about Jalen Hurts' performance. He was great. Now, I want to get to Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is not a human being. He's not a human being. They had to make Saquon Barkley in the lab. They had to crossbreed some form of this man is excuse me. Saquon Barkley was made in the lab. He was made in a lab with the genetics of Black Panther, Captain America, the Nightcrawler, the Silver Surfer. Like, he was made in the lab. This man, one cut, spin move. This motherfucker did a backwards hurdle. Who does a backwards hurdle? I've never seen someone do a backwards hurdle in my life. You know they're going to drug test them, chaotic. You know they are. I've never seen that in my life. And I've watched a lot of football. Yo. Has Barry Sanders ever did that before? Or LaShawn McCoy? Shout out to Shady. Eagles Hall of Fame induction tonight. Beautiful game. Saquon Barkley did it for the boy. What a beautiful game to have by your running back. And Shady's in the building. I can't wait to hear Shady tomorrow. Shady gonna be talking brazy. This motherfucker did a backwards hurdle. Somebody pinch me. Am I dreaming? I could have swore I was seeing things when that happened. Saquon Barkley on the day, 27 carries, 159 rushing yards, averaging almost 6 yards an attempt, 1 rushing touchdown, longest run of the day, 21 yards. He was chipping away. He was. The Jacksonville Jaguars died today, a death by 1,000 cuts by Saquon Barkley. He didn't break like a 40-yard or a 50-yarder. He was just killing them with 10-yarders, 15-yarders, 20-yarders, 13-yarders, 8-yarders. He was chipping them down. And this shows the maturity of Saquon as a runner. You know, Saquon has matured so much as a running back. Not many people talk about this, and I'm going to get to your super chats, I promise. I promise y'all. Not many people talk about the maturity required to play the running back position. You have a lot of running backs who are feast or famine. All they know is big runs. All they know is 40, 50-yard runs. They can't get you 2 yards or 5 yards when need be. That was a knock on Saquon when he came in the league. Can he find a way to mature as a runner? We know he can break the big play, but can he be somebody you can depend on a 10, 12, 13-play drive? And Saquon Barkley has matured so much as a running back. His ability to be patient. His ability to just run between the tackles and get the 5 yards instead of trying to bounce it outside and you get tackled for a loss of 1 yard or no gain at all. He's not afraid to put his head down, go between the tackles, get physical, and get the tough 4 or 5 yard gain. Saquon Barkley has matured tremendously as a runner. And then in the passing game, Saquon gave you an additional 3 catches on 4 targets, 40 yards, averaging 13 yards a catch, 1 touchdown. Longest catch of the day, 20 yards. Saquon was a big play machine. And he was a perfect security blanket for Jalen Hurts. Perfect. And it was so dope seeing Jalen Hurts trust his checkdowns and allow them to make a play. So good to see. So on the day, Saquon Barkley finishes with a grand total of, let me make sure I got this right here, a grand total of 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. 190. Is my math right? Yeah. 199 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley is a man. He's a fucking man. Let's get to Devontae Smith. And trust me, you guys, I'm going to get to all your super chats. I got you covered. I'm going to get to your comments, even the people that don't got super chats. I'm going to get to all the comments as much as I can. Make sure you guys keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button. And by the way, keep hitting that like button. Devontae fucking Smith. Devontae Smith, his level of discipline, his level of focus during a football game is next level. Because Devontae Smith wasn't a big target in that first half. He wasn't a big target in that first half at all. As a matter of fact, A.J. Brown didn't play the second half at all. So it was Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, Grant Calcaterra, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts. Those are your guys. Make a play. And Devontae Smith came up big on third downs. Huge. And he had arguably the most beautiful play of the day. Jalen Hurts finds him in the back of the end zone for a one-handed toe tap swag touchdown. Oh my, and then Devontae had the 46-yard bomb. Devontae came, that second half, Devontae was magnifique, chef's kiss. And then I can't forget the Jalen Hurts touchdown to Saquon Barkley on the wheel route. I can't forget that. That was a 21-yarder, wasn't it? Or a 20-yarder? Jalen Hurts hit Saquon with the 20-yard touchdown pass on the sideline. The level of skill these guys have is insane. Devontae Smith, one-handed, toe tap swag, the discipline, the focus, the dexterity to bring that in. Saquon Barkley, wheel route, beats his man, catches the ball, brings his feet down in bounds. Technique, fundamentals. Jalen Hurts doesn't get enough credit for his touch, doesn't get enough credit for his deep ball accuracy. Jalen Hurts is one of the most accurate deep ball throwers in the league. Argue with your fucking mama. So happy that's why I'm so glad they didn't blow this game. Because there was so much beautiful football that was played on the offensive side by Jalen Hurts, by Saquon, by Smitty. Even Jahan Dotson got in on the action. Caught a huge 36-yard pass from Jalen Hurts. It was acrobatic. He tipped it up, somehow managed to snag it. I don't know how he did that. I told y'all earlier, just his moment is going to come. His moment is going to come. I said this earlier with my man Marcus, Pro Fan Talk. Please go subscribe to my man, my OG, Triple OG. Please go subscribe to Pro Fan Talk. He's great at what he does. But I called this earlier. He and I, both of us said Jahan Dotson's time is coming. I think he initiated the conversation. And then I said, you know what, I agree with you. And then I brought up the fact that he's been working on his ball security. That's the extra time after practice that we talk about. He was working with his ball security, Jahan Dotson. He was working on his ball security after practice with Jamal Singleton and Devontae Smith. You see, here's how it goes. The football is on a chain. They have a chain attached to the football, right? And then Devontae would toss the ball to Jahan Dotson. And every time Jahan Dotson's fingertips would get on it, Jamal Singleton would pull the chain, making sure Jahan is securing the pass, securing the ball when he touches it. That's what you saw. A player who put the extra work in after practice. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up on Twitter. Matter of fact, I'll show you. Where my man Chris Franklin at? He the one that I think I reposted or I tweeted. I did something with this shit. Let me see. Shout out to my man Chris Franklin. Chris Franklin does amazing work. I got to get him on the show again. Where is it? I gotta find it. I'm gonna find this shit. Because Jahan's been working all week. And I'm gonna give him his flowers. Because that was a big catch. I'm gonna give Jahan his flowers. I'm on this. I'm gonna find it. He getting his flowers from me. I'm sorry. He gonna get his flowers from me. Make sure you guys smash that like button. By the way, I want to give credit to Grant Cockatera again, somebody who just keep catching everything that comes his way. Grant Cockatera, he's a backup tight end, but I'm giving him credit for just catching everything that comes his way. I have a ton of respect. Here it is. Found it. All right. Let me bring this up on the screen, y'all. I need y'all to see the work that Dotson's been putting in. Shout out to Chris Franklin for finding this. Shout out to Chris Franklin. He says here, with assistance from running backs coach Jamal Singleton and wide receiver Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson works on securing the football with his hands. Singleton has a chain on the football and yanks it to try to pry it loose. See that chain? Jamal Singleton has a chain attached to the football. And every time Dotson catches the ball, he's trying to pull it. This is what I'm talking about. The time after practice, the discipline, the attention to detail, because your time is going to come. Use this as a metaphor for life, you guys. Stay ready so you don't got to get ready. Your time is going to come. Even if it's one opportunity, you have to make it. Even if it's one opportunity, you got to make the play. This go for real life. This go for everything. You've been waiting your whole life for that shot. You get it. Don't miss. It doesn't matter, Daniel-san. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You got to secure the ball. You got to secure it. That's what the purpose of the exercise is, to secure it. And he secured the pass in chaos. Shout out to Jahan Dotson, man. He getting his flowers from me. That was a big 36-yard catch. Big. He getting his flowers from me. Who else you showing love to? All right, let's get to the defensive side. And I'm going to get to all y'all super chats, y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. We got over 230 people in the live stream. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got 87 likes. Over 200 people are here. We need more activity, y'all. Smash that like button. Let's go on a rampage. Let's go on a like run. Smash that like button, y'all. Let's get to 100. Matter of fact, we got over 200 people in here. We need 200 likes. Something not adding up, y'all. We got over 200 people in here. Over 200. Smash that like button. Let's get there. So let's get to the defensive side. First things first, Zach Bond. I'm going to continue to gloat because I told some of y'all, and some of y'all laughed in my damn face when I said Zach Bond is going to be a player. I got a feeling he's going to be a player. I like his athleticism. I like his versatility. And he can play in coverage. He can rush the passer. He can stop the run. He can tackle in the open field. Ball skills. Shout out to Zach Bond. Had a phenomenal game. Zach Bond, 10 total tackles, 7 solo, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass deflections, and an INT. Shout out to Zach Bond for having a phenomenal game. Let's get to Josh Sweat. Matter of fact, no. Let's wait. Let's get to Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean had a great game as well. He tackled well, was good in run defense, came up when it matters. He was pretty good in pass defense too. He actually was there when Travis Etienne popped it up. I'm giving Nakobe Dean credit for forcing the action. I'm giving Nakobe Dean credit for being on Travis Etienne's back. I'm giving Nakobe Dean credit for forcing the action and making Travis Etienne bobble the ball. which allowed Zach Bond to intercept it. So I'm putting that on Nakobe Dean's jacket. Sorry, I'm giving him credit for it. He was there. He forced the action. If Travis Etienne is wide open, he catches it. If he's wide open, he catches it. But Nakobe Dean was there, breathing down his neck. He heard them footsteps, infamous. He heard them He heard them footsteps. You know what I'm saying? We all played the game before. We all know when somebody heard them footsteps. We know. We know what that looked like when they make a business decision. We know what that looked like. Both of your linebackers forced a turnover today, an interception. Phenomenal. 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 Phenomenal play from your linebackers. Nakobe Dean, 2 pass deflections, a game-sealing INT. I got to give credit to, I'm going all 3 phases of the ball. All 3 phases of the ball played pretty well today. All 3 phases played well. Josh Sweat, 5 total tackles, 3 solo, 2 sacks, a pass deflection, 3 quarterback hits, 2 tackles for loss. Josh Sweat was in his bag today. Josh Sweat was in his bag. That bull rush was insane. Reed Blankenship had a good game as well. CJ Gardner-Johnson was solid. He was solid. Isaiah Rodgers, I feel like they started picking on him in that second half. I feel like the Jacksonville Jaguars, they found a matchup they liked with Brian Robinson Jr. and that's his name, right? Brian Thomas Jr., excuse me. They found a matchup they liked a little bit with Evan Ingram and, Brian Thomas Jr. attacking Isaiah Rodgers on that side of the field. They found a matchup they liked. So Isaiah Rodgers was okay. He was okay. He was okay. Jalen Carter, dominant. You see, like, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, Moro Ojoma, Thomas Booker, Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Bryce Huff. They were great in run defense today. They were great. They were great. Everybody played well at the line of scrimmage. They were great. 2 sacks on the day. You held them to under 60 yards. You held them to 60 yards rushing. Great day by the defense. Great day. You shut them out in the first half. You shut them out. And they were gifted a touchdown. They were gifted a touchdown. Quinyon Mitchell was solid. They didn't really target him much. Sidney Brown, Kelly Ringo. Now let's get to the special team side of the ball. Special teams, all 3 phases, like I said, played very well. Sidney Brown cracked the game wide open. Cracked the game wide open. Forced a fumble. He threw his body. He was like a homing missile. He timed it up so well. Forced the fumble on the punt return. Keely Ringo recovers it. Eagles score a touchdown. Jalen Hurts to Saquon Barkley. Wheeled route. 20 yards. Bang. Yaka. Sidney is an athlete. I can't tell he tore his ACL. I can't tell at all. He is just a freak. He is just a freak. Just a freak. Everybody did their job today for the most part. The defensive line was tremendous in run defense. Tremendous. They were great in run defense. I understand Bryce Huff didn't get a sack, or I don't think Bryce Huff got a tackle today. But he was really good in run defense. He set the edge. Sometimes, as long as they're not getting ran on and they got pressure today. They got pressure. They got pressure. But the entire D-line was stout in run defense. Trust me. Bryce Huff was setting the edge. He was setting the edge. Once again, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, 2 interceptions on the day. Phenomenal. Sidney Brown forces the fumble. Phenomenal. Now, let's get to Nick Sirianni's goofy ass. Let's get to him. Let's get to him. You left 9 points on the board. 9 points on the board. 9. We should have won this game 37-23. And all right, I'll wait till the snap counts. I'll wait till the snap counts. I'll wait. I'll rewatch the game. Maybe you guys saw something I didn't. But when he was on the field, they couldn't run the ball. They couldn't listen. I'll rewatch the film. If y'all saw something different, that's cool. I'll rewatch the film and I'll watch stuff back and I'll find out if Bryce Huff really had a play or two. But Nick Sirianni, you cannot hurt your team like this when you're rolling. You cannot do this to your team when you're rolling like this. Like your team has figured it out. You figured out your identity. You know what you want to do. You're moving the ball. Take the points. Take the points. Reserve going for it and gotta have it situations. If you don't gotta have it, just take the fucking points. You left 9 points on the board. This game shouldn't have been close. It shouldn't have been close. Your offense and your defense and your special teams played well enough to dominate this game. They shut them out in the first half. And because of your decision-making, you left 9 points off the board, making your team sweat, making your team play much harder than they had to. But thank God for Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith. Thank God for that Eagles defense for making timely plays and staying composed and not panicking. They could have lost. This game could have been lost. You could have wasted a Jalen Hurts spectacular performance. You could have wasted a beautiful game by Saquon, a beautiful game by Devontae Smith, a beautiful game by your defensive line and run defense, and Josh Sweat, and Zach Bond, and Nakobe Dean. Nick Sirianni almost robbed his team. Almost robbed them of magnifique performances. You cannot hurt them like this when you were dominating the opponent. They weren't even in your class. They're not even on your level. Take the points. Take the points. I firmly believe Nick Sirianni was being very arrogant, and I feel like he was disrespecting Doug. I feel like he was disrespecting the opponent. Nah, we good enough if we don't get the field goal. We good. We can go for 2. I feel like he was disrespecting the opponent. He showed no respect for his opponent. No respect. Arrogance. Arrogance, arrogance, arrogance. This is the kind of stuff that this can lose you playoff games. Playoff games. This can lose you playoff games. You cannot make these type of decisions. It's blasphemous. It's quite frankly, it's criminal. And me personally, that's how you lose the trust of your team, taking points off the board. And then you keep putting your kicker in these inopportune situations. Why are you forcing Jake Elliott to make a 50-plus yard field goal? This is like the Atlanta Falcons game all over again. The only difference is you're playing much better, so you were able to survive it. But this was the Falcons game all over again. It really was. 9 points, that's 2 possessions. That's 2 possessions. 9 points is 2 possessions. You took 2 possessions worth of points from your offense. The Jaguars shouldn't have had any hope at all. They shouldn't have had no hope at all. Thank God for Kellen Moore. Thank God for Vic Fangio. Thank God for this defensive personnel. Thank God they're playing up to their potential. They're making plays. Making plays. Remarkable. Remarkable. By the way, Avonte Maddox, he's done. He's done. You know, I'm not going to go too far on Avonte Maddox, but he's done. He just doesn't have it anymore. Every time he touched the field, offenses target him. They target him. Every time he touches the grass, they target him. Fangio got him off the field so fucking fast. A pass interference, brother? Really? And this is why, Nick Sirianni, you can't put your team in this position. You can't. Nakobe Dean bailed you out. He really did. All right, let me get to your super chats. Let me get to your comments. I can't wait, man. Thank you guys so much. They are flooding in. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash that like button. As a matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. Before I get to super chats, I'm going to do a final stat read, okay? A final stat read, all right? I'm going to start with the team stats for the game. Team stats are as follows. The Philadelphia Eagles were 9 for 17 on third down. They ran 73 total plays on offense, 447 total offensive yards, 13 total offensive drives. They averaged 6 yards per play. They had 8 penalties for 67 yards lost. They were 3 for 4 in the red zone. And they dominated time of possession, 38 minutes to 21 minutes. Now let's get to the player stats, the box score. Jalen Hurts, 18 for 24, completing 75% of his passes, 230 pass yards, averaged 9 yards an attempt, 2 passing touchdowns, a 132.3 passer rating, sacked 3 times. Saquon Barkley. Oh, by the way, Jalen Hurts had 13 rush attempts, 13 carries, 67 rushing yards, averaging 5 yards in a rush, 1 rushing touchdown. Jalen Hurts had a grand total of 3 touchdowns, 297 total yards of offense. Saquon Barkley, 27 carries, 159 yards rushing, averaging almost 6 yards an attempt, 1 rushing touchdown. He also added 3 catches for 40 yards, averaging 13 yards a catch, 1 receiving touchdown for 20 yards. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 87 yards, averaging 21 yards a catch, 1 touchdown, a one-handed toe drag swag, baby. Jahan Dotson, 1 huge catch for 36 yards. A.J. Brown, only 2 catches for 36 yards, didn't play in the second half, went out with a knee injury. I think they took him out for precautionary reasons. Graham Calcaterra, 5 catches for 30 yards. Zach Bond, 10 total tackles, 7 solo, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass deflections, and interception. Josh Sweat, 5 total tackles, 3 solo, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, 1 pass deflection, 3 quarterback hits. Nakobe Dean, a game-sealing interception. Sidney Brown, a forced fumble on a punt return. Keely Ringo, a fumble recovery. Reed Blankenship, 5 tackles. Nakobe Dean, 2 pass deflections to add to the interception. Brandon Graham had a pass deflection. Isaiah Rodgers had a pass deflection. So there we go. Those are your stats. Now let's get to the super chats. I appreciate y'all for locking in on the content. Make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that like button. And by the way, smash that like button. We have over 250 people in the live stream. We only got 156 likes. Come on, y'all. Let's get it in. Smash that like button, y'all. We need 200 likes ASAP. Sweet Chin Music with the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, there are so many things I like about the Eagles' play on both sides of the ball today, but Nick nearly ruined it all. He can't be trusted. Bruh, Nick Sirianni's insane. He's insane, bro. He literally almost lost you the game. Like it's no way around it. Nick Sirianni almost lost you the game. Almost lost you the game. Thank you for your super chat, Sweet Chin Music. And you're right, though. I want to give credit to the special teams, too, right? Offense, defense, special teams. They played a lot of complimentary football today. The Eagles played another game of complimentary football. They should have had 37 points. They should have had 37 points. All right, let's get to the next super chat. Thank you guys for donating to the channel, man. Shout out to my man, Sweet Chin Music. Shout out to him. All right, Chaotic Green with the $10 super chat. Thank you, my friend. He said, number 1, Saquon ain't human. Number 2, left 12 points on the board. Number 3, stop the Rodgers over Slay shit now. Number 4, Jalen still balling. Number 5, Hope Maylard and AJ play week 6. And Hope Maylard and AJ play. Number 6, no turnovers. Or what's in no two? What's in 2? I don't know what that is. Is that no turnovers? And number 7, Nick Sirianni's bugging. Yeah, you're right. Saquon ain't human. Who the fuck hurdles backwards? Who does that? He did a backwards hurdle. And Nick Sirianni, he needs to be drug tested as well. You left, was it 12 points? See, I don't count the missed field goal because you didn't leave that on the board. You attempted it. So I don't know if you're counting that. I wouldn't count that, but hey, I mean, teach his own, right? To your point, though, you should have had 40 points. So, yeah, I ain't mad at you counting that, Chaotic. You should have had 40 points. Stop the Rodgers over Slay shit now. I agree 100%. Slay is better than Rodgers. Slay is better. You see, Rodgers is a feast or famine player. Feast or famine. He's going to make plays, but he gives up a lot. Slay may not get the interceptions like he used to, but he holds up and he's not easy to catch on. He's not. So I'm tired of people trying to say Isaiah Rodgers is better than Slay. He proved today that he's not. In that second half, he proved today he was not. And you're right, Jalen Hurts is balling his ass off right now. Balling his ass off. But they're not gonna give him the credit. They're not gonna give him the credit though. And you're right, man. We need Maylard and AJ back ASAP. You want AJ against the Cowboys. You want him against the Cowboys. Shout out to my man Chaotic with the $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. Davon Tyree, my man. What's going on, Brody? With the $4.99 super. He says, Nick is killing us. I thought Jake Elliott was hurt. You never go for a 2-point conversion 3 times and fail 3 times. You take the points, Nick. And on top of that, we were like 0 for 2 on 4th down. Like, the decision-making was awful. It was awful. The 2-point conversion failures, the 4th down failures. Nick Sirianni has to do a better job. And the Eagles got to do a better job executing the quarterback sneak. They stopped you twice. 3 times, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You're right, Davon Tyree. Nick Sirianni has to be better. It's insane. That's the kind of shit that costs you playoff games. I wonder what his excuse is going to be now. I'm going to always be aggressive. No, bro, shut the hell up. That was stupid. Thank you for your super chat, Davon. Uncle Nate, what's going on, brother? With the $1.99 super chat, he said, we won in spite of Nick Sirianni. I agree 100%. Nick Sirianni hurt them today. He stole 9 points off the board, minimum. Thank you for the super chat, Uncle Nate. Aunt Perry, what's going on, brother? With the $2 super chat, he said, when Jigga don't turn the ball over, we win. That's a fact. Jalen Hurts was great. And that Saquon Barkley fumble was bullshit. Bull. I'm telling you. Watch it come out tomorrow that wasn't a fumble. They always come out with the report after the fact. That was not a fumble. It wasn't a fumble at all. It was clear. The defender hit his ankle, and he lost balance, and he fell. And he was down already by contact. Like that, like the refs was trying to. I'd hate blaming the refs for anything, but the refs tried to rob us a couple times in this game, and they were successful once. They gave them a touchdown. That's just bullshit. Thank you for the super chat, Ant. And he back again with another super chat. Thank you, man. He says, today was some of the best Saquon I've ever seen. I agree with you, bro. Saquon was, he's not human. He's not human at all. And Ant Perry back again with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Ant. I really do appreciate your support, my man. He says that backwards hurdle, that backwards jump split hurdle was incredible. Just run that shit up on repeat. Bro, who does that? He dodged the first defender with the one cut. Then spinned. Then did a backwards hurdle. A backwards hurdle. B. Moore. Benjamin Moore holding down with the $5 super chat. He said a no-look backward split hurdle while you... yo, Saquon was having too much fun out there, yo. Too much fun. He was having too much fun out there. Too much fun. Thank you for your super chat, B. Moore. RJ was good, brother, with the $4.99 super chat. He said, no media is going to convince me that this wasn't a good game. We really balled out. That corny-ass fumble changed the momentum. It sure did, and we survived it. I'm glad you brought that up, RJ, because to me, everything that the Philadelphia Eagles experienced because of Nick Sirianni, because of the refs, showed me that they've matured as a personnel group. They could have blew this game. They could have folded. They could have panicked. They could have got frustrated. They continued to play. They continued to play to the whistle. They continued to put up points, and they responded on defense in the red zone. They responded. So I give this personnel, I give this team so much credit for weathering the storm. And also, by the way, you guys, I want you guys to keep in mind, too, this Jacksonville Jaguars team, out of the 8 prior to this game, hear me out on this. Prior to this game, the Jacksonville Jaguars have lost 4 of their 8 games by less than a touchdown. Seriously, one possession. 4 of their 8 games prior to today, they lost by a possession. They lost by a field goal or 4 points or 5 points, a touchdown or less. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they play hard. They play hard, and they're going to play into the final whistle. That's why I was so pissed off with Nick Sirianni not taking points, because you don't want to let this team hang around. They're tough, and they're going to play to the bitter end. You made Jalen Hurts sweat too much. You made Saquon Barkley sweat too much. You made that defense sweat, Nick Sirianni. That Jaguars team is tough mentally. They play hard. 4 of their 8 games prior to this, they only lost by a possession. And now it's 5 of their last 9 games they've lost by a possession. They're going to play to the final whistle. You can't let a team like this hang around. They will catch you slipping. But thank God we've matured as a personnel group. Thank you, RJ, for your super chat, brother. AMHC, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat, my guy. He says, Smitty has ice in his veins, bruh. Real ones know how often we go to him when it matters most. Mother effer, I'm hyped. Go Birds, bruh. Smitty is cold-blooded. I was talking about this with Coach Marcus from Pro Fan Talk earlier today. I said, it's not easy staying focused in a football game when the ball's not coming your way. It takes tremendous discipline. It takes tremendous preparation and trust in your fundamentals to always be available, to always be ready when the ball comes your way. It's not an easy task to be patient throughout a football game, and all of a sudden, they go in your way. A lot of people drop those kind of passes because they didn't get targeted at all, and now you're trying to feed them because they're not in a rhythm. It's so easy for Smitty to get into a rhythm. All it takes is one catch. That's what I love about Devontae Smith. He is always locked in, always focused. It takes one catch for Smitty to get going. Just one. He is so technically sound. He is so fundamentally sound. He is so disciplined, so focused. Thank you for your super chat, AMHC. Wicked One with the $4.99 super chat. He says, just when we thought Nick would be smart, he said, hold my beer. His goofy-headed ass and Pee Wee Playwood got to stop. Well, Kellen Moore called a good game, so the plays wasn't the problem. But Nick Sirianni's decision-making was the problem, Wicked. He hurt his team today. He hurt his team today. He hurt them. He was doing so well. He was doing so well. And he hurt his team. We got 179 likes. We got over 200 people on the live stream, y'all. Smash that like button. We need that. We need that love. Smash that like button, y'all. We appreciate the support here at Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we got to charge it to the game. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. If you guys don't know, thank you so much for supporting the show. Good, bad, and indifferent. Your Philadelphia Eagles have improved to 6-2 on the NFL season. They are hot on the heels of the Washington Commanders, who won their game today. They are now 7-2. Thank you for the super chat, Wicked. Chris Kaufman Jr. with the $5 super chat. He says, do you think Nick was trying to show up Doug with the hyper-aggressiveness? I felt like he was disrespecting him. I'll say that much. I feel like Nick Sirianni was disrespecting the Jaguars and Doug Pederson. Kick the field goals. Control the game. Stop allowing that team to gain momentum because of your boneheaded decisions. You gave them momentum on fourth down stops. You gave them momentum on two-point conversion failures. You gave them momentum when Saquon Barkley fumbled the ball, even though it really wasn't a fumble, but it counted as a fumble. You gave them momentum missing that field goal at the end of the game, putting Jake Elliott in that situation. Nick Sirianni has to be a better decision maker. He cannot make it this easy for the opposing team. He cannot make it this easy. He was calling good games, 3 games in a row, and he bumped his head again. I don't know if he needs to retouch up the baldy or line up the one. I don't know what he got to do, but bro, you cannot keep hurting his team like this. Jalen Hurts, all those boys balled out in spite of you. In spite of you. Thank you, Chris Kaufman Jr. for your super chat, brother. Relative Time Works with the $5 super. What's up, OG? He said, don't forget it was just Halloween. Sirianni came to the game as Coach Klein from Waterboy. Yo, you would have thought so. You would have thought so, man. He bumped his damn head or something. Thank you for the super chat, Time Works. Tony Cadillac with the $4.99 super chat. He says, I like when Sirianni's aggressive, but today he was reckless. I agree 100%. There's a difference between being aggressive and reckless. That's the same category that Dan Campbell and Nick Sirianni are in. They can be reckless. Forget aggressive. They can be reckless. And Nick Sirianni was reckless today. Almost costing his team the game. Thank you for the super chat, TC. Melly J with the $9.99 super chat says, I'm going to sound like an apologist, but one of those 2-point conversions, Jalen clearly crossed the end zone, and that other 4th and short, AJ had to step on his man. The defender just made a better play. Well, listen to this, right? On the 4th and short pass to AJ, Jalen Hurts has to throw a better ball. He has to put more fire behind that ball. He kind of threw a duck to AJ, and he gave the defender plenty of time to make a play. He has to drive that ball into AJ's chest. He can't, or throw it ahead of him. He can't throw such a lollipop and allow the defender to make up ground. So I put that on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has to drive that ball better. One of his worst throws of the game, in my opinion. And as far as the 2-point conversions go, listen, I hear you. But the bottom line is, take the points. There's no need to do that. You're in control of the game. You're playing an inferior opponent. They're struggling to put up points. Just take the points. You don't need to overcook this kind of game. These are the kind of games that Nick Sirianni blows because he overcooks it. Thank you for your super chat, Melly. Hannah A, thank you for your super chat. She says, with the $1.99, she says, now we know why Andy Reid fired Nick in the past. I mean, he was a quality control coach at that time, man. He wasn't really making any real decisions. That's funny as hell, though. Thank you for the super chat, Hannah. Private McClunky with the $4.99 super chat says, Tone, does Howie or Lurie not look at Sirianni and say, I like him as a head coach, but he can no longer have game decision control? But If you take away that, what is he doing then? McClunky, I hear what you're saying, by the way. But if you take away that, he's just a face. He's just a figurehead. That means he has no job. No job. That means all he does is eat sunflower seeds and drink Gatorade. So they can't do that. They can't do that. Even though, shit, sometimes you question, should they? But that's all he has left. They're not going to take that away from him. That's all he has left. Thank you for the super chat, McClunky. All right, let's get to these other chats. Big Chris says, Nick don't know how to coach with the lead. Bro, at all. At all. Daniel San says, Nick really just gets in the way. I couldn't agree with you more. I Drip 215 says, leaving AJ and Smith one-on-one compared to neighbors with Saquon. Have fun. Chaotic says, I'm telling y'all, Howie and Lori want to go by analytics. Nick doing exactly what they want him to do. I don't put that past you. I mean, I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that one bit. Come on, y'all. We had 189 likes. Let's get to 200 likes. We're almost there. We need 11 more people to lock in. 11 more people. Smash that like button, y'all. We need 11 more likes to get to 200. That's the goal. That's the goal. Trenton Wright says Saquon is a freak of nature. Hannah A back again with the $4.99 super chat. She says it wasn't the blowout that we wanted, and we have coaching issues with Nick Sirianni. But can we celebrate? We won. 2, the quarterback played his heart out, and 3, Nakobe has an interception. Be positive. Well, Hannah, I don't know when you got here. I don't know when you got to the live stream. And maybe you're talking about your peers in the live chat. But I spent primarily the better half of this show praising all the positive with this team. I only recently just started talking about Nick Sirianni. I spent so much time discussing Jalen Hurts' spectacular play, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, the defense, the special teams plays by Keely Ringo and Sidney Brown. Again, Hannah, thank you so much for donating to the show. And maybe you're talking about your peers in the live chat. Maybe that's who you're talking to. But just know, I gave this team a bouquet of flowers, a rose bed at that. S. Blunt says, didn't one of y'all say Bond and Dean would get a pick today during the pregame show? That was me. S. Blunt, that was me. That was me. Now, granted, I said it would be a pick 6. I said it'd be a pick 6, but hey, I'll take the interception. I'll take the interception for sure. I called for a pick 6, but hey, he got the interception. Got you, Hannah. Got you. Understood. But yeah, that was me. That was moi. I called that S. Blunt. You dig me? Nakobe Dean with the INT. Nakobe Dean with the INT. Tristan Brown, he says, Jalen Hurts and Saquon gets my gang ball. Go Birds. Yes, sir, man. Like, they were phenomenal today. Saquon and Hurts were great. Hurts was spectacular in the run game as well. He was breaking their backs. Just when they thought they had him dead to rights, he makes a play. He was great. He was great, man. My dad is in the building. Tone DeShields II. He says, offense and defense was amazing. We still was in a tough spot. Play calling is everything. Well, the decision-making from Nick Sirianni almost cost us this game. I didn't have a problem with the play calling today. I really didn't. I felt like the play calling was fine. You saw Jalen Hurts in the pistol. You saw him under center. You saw him in the shotgun. You saw motion. You saw Saquon being used in the passing game. You saw Jalen Hurts taking his check downs, allowing his playmakers to make plays. You saw him picking his spots, when to throw down the field. You saw him throwing over the middle of the field. Made it through a second half. No Saquon Barkley. No A.J. Brown, No A.J. Brown in the second half. Still won the game. Still was accurate. Devontae Smith showed up. I feel like play calling was just fine. And we got to give more credit to special teams. Special teams cracked the game wide open. All 3 phases played well. This was a complimentary win. outside of Nick Sirianni's poor decision-making. Chaotic Green says we lost Ben Van Sumeren, so we ain't run a fullback most of the game. Exactly. You were missing Ben Van Sumeren blocking. You're missing Dallas Goedert. You're missing Jordan Mailata. You're missing some key guys in a blocking. In blocking, in run blocking, and Saquon still out. See, this is what's amazing, right? Kellen Moore adjusted. He adjusted. Donnell Shipley with the $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, Tone, we will not win the Super Bowl with this coach. Well, hold your horses. We still got some time left. We'll find out. We're going to find out. Even though I agree that he has become a liability at this point. Let's see here. T says, you saw him standing there for 10 plus seconds taking sacks. Jalen Hurts was sacked 3 times. If you were paying attention, they were playing cover 2, and they made it really hard for the Eagles to attack them down the field in the cover 2. So they forced Jalen Hurts to take the checkdowns, and he adjusted and started taking the checkdowns. So look, when the defense shows you something, you got to adjust. Simple as that. And now we're complaining about him taking sacks. Just 5 weeks ago, you guys were complaining about him throwing interceptions and turning the ball over. Now you're complaining that he's taking the sacks. He's living to fight another day. He's not turning the ball over. He's taking the checkdowns. He's playing smart football. He's making good decisions. You can't, why do we keep wanting people want Jalen Hurts to play this perfect-ass football game? Wealthy Mind says, if anything, the players and the talent are going to have to overcome Sirianni in the Super Bowl game. You're right about that, man. You're right about that. Ja Potts says, I truly appreciate Jalen Hurts extending plays with his legs. Exactly. You see, people complain about Jalen Hurts holding the ball for long, but that's his game. When you have quarterbacks that can make things happen, when you have quarterbacks that can make it happen with their legs, that can extend plays, that are playmakers, that are improvisers. This is what comes with it. Jalen Hurts is not a traditional quarterback. Get over it. Get over it. He is not traditional. Get over it. Get over it. He's not a traditional quarterback. He's a playmaker. He's an improviser. He's going to hold the ball and try to make something happen. He's going to make things happen with his legs. He's going to throw on the run. He's going to move out of the pocket. Get over it. He's not a traditional quarterback. 3 touchdowns. Almost 300 yards of offense. Completed 75% of his passes. 60 rushing yards. Get over it. And let's not pretend Fred Johnson played a perfect game. Now, granted, Fred Johnson played through injury, but Fred Johnson was struggling a little bit. He was struggling, Fred Johnson, that is. You had a false start by Cam Jurgens. You had a holding by Cam Jurgens. You had a false start by Lane Johnson. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Simple as that. The fuck is wrong with some of y'all? He's not going to sit back there and he's not Aaron Rodgers going to sit back and throw the ball in 2 seconds. It's not who he is. Get the fuck over it. Mr. 89 says, Eagles going to have to ignore Sirianni the way the Celtics ignored Glenn Rivers in the 08 championship. Yo, that's crazy, yo. That is crazy. Hannah A says, damn Philly fans in the chat, why are we always glass half empty? You would think we were the Cowboys. Dak caught on TV saying we suck. Oh, now we giving Fred Johnson a pass. Fred Johnson got caught holding. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. He said he's a quarterback. Listen, I'm about to fry T the fuck up. He says he is a quarterback. Plain and simple. He's expected to make them passes. Y'all talking about Sirianni put us in a bad position. The bum ass quarterback put us in that position. What the fuck are you talking? He trolling. Somebody block this nigga. He trolling. He trolling. Block this nigga. Somebody block him. Hey, listen, I got moderators in here for this shit. Hey, y'all, handle my light work. Handle my light work. Somebody block him. Handle my light work, y'all. Handle that. All of y'all with wrenches, y'all know what to do. Handle my light work. He trolling. He masquerading. Y'all see the picture, right? He masquerading. He masquerading. He not a real fan. He a troll. Somebody handle that. Block him. Block him. Put him in timeout. Put him in timeout. Make him think about what he's done. Put his ass in the corner. Somebody put his nut ass in timeout. My dad says Nick needs to check himself before he wrecks himself. Yo, my dad old as shit. My dad old as hell. Oh my God. I love my dad, man. Ace Boogie says, I love Bully Tone. Hell yeah, bro. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Jalen Hurts, once again, for the people in the back, 18 for 24, completed 75% of his passes, 230 passing yards, averaged over 9 yards an attempt, 2 passing touchdowns, was sacked 3 times, a 132.3 passer rating. Also gave you 13 carries, 67 rushing yards, 5 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. Get the fuck out my face. Get out my face. Stop playing. Stop playing. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. Where we at with the likes before I get out of here? There we go. 214 likes, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Listen. Let me see here. Jalen was phenomenal. Jalen Hurts was phenomenal. Let's break down Jalen Hurts' stats on the season so far. So, okay, check this, y'all. Okay. Jalen Hurts stats. Here we go. Let's bring them on the screen. So here we go. These past 4 weeks, Jalen Hurts has been great. He's been phenomenal. Phenomenal. So far on the season, Jalen Hurts is completing. Jalen Hurts has over 1,500 passing yards. Wait, that can't be right. That can't be right. Or maybe it is. Shoot. Let's see here. Make sure I got this thing correct. Okay, yeah, they didn't update it. They didn't update his totals. They didn't update his totals. Let me see if I could get his totals real quick. No, they didn't update them. Okay, so all right, so they didn't update his totals, but here's the stats nonetheless. These are stats. Against the Jaguars, 75% completion percentage, 18 for 24, 230 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. 3 touchdowns total, 6-7 rushing yards. No turnovers. Cincinnati, 16 for 20, 236 in the air, 80% completion percentage, average almost 12 yards an attempt, 1 passing touchdown, no interceptions, 10 rushes, 37 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. Look at these numbers. He's playing great. He's playing great these past 4 weeks. We found the formula. We found the formula. We found the formula. Simple as that. This is how we win football games. Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind. He's been efficient. He's been effective. His throws have been more, his completions, his throws have been more meaningful. He's playing the game with less ego. He's been making great decisions. He's been great. He's been great. I give Jalen Hurts a ton of credit. He's been great. I mean that. All right, we're going to get out of here, y'all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support you guys have been providing to the show, man. It means a lot. Thank you guys so much for locking in. Thank you all who've donated to the channel as well with the super chats. That goes a long way as well. Also, thank you guys for hitting that like button. Thank you for supporting the show at any given time of day. I know you guys have a ton of options, yet you guys have still kicked it with me. So that means a lot to me. So smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, especially if you're new to the show. That goes a long way as well. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. And you guys have been tuned into a victory edition, a Philadelphia Eagles edition of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game and fly Eagles fly.